everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on today. We have Robin Mann with us. She's an amazing real estate agent, and she has built quite a business with organic social media. So one thing, with a shifting market, agents are having a bit of an issue on building their business, learning how to scale up. What do they do? And so we're trying to bring value to you guys to make sure that you're learning different ways that you can actually build your business. And, social media is not for everybody, but it should be something you implement in your business as a real estate agent. So Rob, welcome. If you could share your story a little bit, give some background and some of your accolades, that would be fantastic.
So hi, so I'm Robin Mann. I have been in the business, since 2015, somewhere right around there. And I worked 2 full-time jobs my first 9 months. And because we needed the money, I actually took out a credit card to get licensed because we didn't have any money. And so got licensed. I worked my 9-to-5 job from 9 to 5, and I did real estate from 7 to 8, 12 to 1, and 5 to midnight, and then the weekends. And after 9 months, I had done 9 deals, and I decided I could leap. And so I left. And I got involved in real estate right when social media was happening in terms of Facebook. So I latched onto that and said, you know what, I can do this. I didn't know anyone here. Like, we had moved, we lived in Concord, which is north of Charlotte, for 8 years. We moved away for 8 years, and then we moved back. And when we moved back, we knew no one. So I started watching what people were doing, and I saw what they were doing. And what they were doing was building community in Facebook, and they were networking in Facebook, and they were becoming the mayor of a town on Facebook. And it wasn't about real estate. And that's kind of one of my biggest peeves of realtors in social media is the spammers who all they do is show their listing, their open house, their last closing, and they don't tell any of the goodness or the stories or even just go connect with people. So I was able to build my business. I spent my first few years, I did door knocking, I did open houses, and then eventually realized that everything I was doing was happening because of social media. And I do 25 million a year as a solo agent. I do have people in my organization that that help me, and I help them. And I have sold, my favorite little quote right now, I'm gonna see how long I can hold on to this one, but is that I have done, or claim to fame is, I've closed a home a week, every week since 2017.
Wow.
So that feels really fun to be able to say, So yeah, so that's me. I have 2 dogs, 4 cats, 2 kids, and a husband. That's me.
Fantastic. Well, that is a wonderful story with your start and deciding to be the digital mayor. So talk about that a little bit more on the community thing. I think a lot of people miss that, on the fact that, being community driven can really generate them more business. And what type of, content do you put out? How often? Talk about that a little bit more.
Love it. So I'm a big Gary V fan. If you guys are like Gary Vaynerchuk, he cusses a lot. He also is, I feel, as an outsider looking in, has a really good heart, and he has really good content, really good information. So the big deals that I've learned from him are just to go be part of your community. So if your neighborhood doesn't have a page, create a neighborhood page. Or if your farm neighborhood doesn't have a page, go create a neighborhood page. You don't have to live there to create a page. Also, you could be involved in the community. So like, I live in Waxhaw. That's a city. I'm also close to Monroe. I'm also close to Matthews. I'm also close to Indian Trail, which is all these little cities with really close to Charlotte. So I started becoming very involved in all of the community groups that were active, not the spam groups where people just spam their business constantly, but actual groups where people are in there asking questions like, who's your dentist? Which preschool is your favorite? I need to get my hair cut. Where do I go? What's the best Italian restaurant in town? So what I started doing as lead gen, because I would tell this story and people were like, well, when did you get any work done? This is the work. So my work would be, maybe I never had been to an Italian restaurant in town, but I do have the power of this machine where I can Google Yelp reviews and I can go, okay, these 3 restaurants have really good reviews and they're close to where this person's staying. And I can share that exact information. I don't have to say, you know, go see Mel at OG. She'll hook you up if I don't know that. But what I can say is these 3 restaurants have such amazing reviews. They sound like they'd be great to check out. So I'm basically doing the research for them. I'm being the resource for them. And then my goal on those communities is and was to be active every single day, multiple times throughout the day, not about real estate. Go be part of the community, because what happens is you do that 6 days a week. And then 1 day a week, they usually say you can post business stuff, right? So then I post authentic business stuff. Like I post, I won't just post my listing or my open house. I might post, like this morning I was at a house that is showing where the guy had these clear boxes of their shoe containers. You get it, it's a shoe container store. He had a full wall of them and all of his shoes were beautifully in them. Like I personally would post this. I'd be like, whoa, I had a showing this week and look at this closet. Like that's dreamy to me. Because what I did is I just told everyone I'm a realtor and that I'm kind of cool, or that I'm interesting, that I'm showing homes. And then they're like, oh, well, she's kind of cool. And then what happens is if I'm constantly if I'm always on the page 6 days a week, on the business page, I post something business related. Then what starts happening is someone goes on there. I mean, if you think, how many pages have you been on where they're like, I need a realtor. Who's your realtor?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's a deluge, right? Well, the secret is have the people on the page naming you. And they're doing that because you're now the mayor of the town. And they're like, oh my gosh, Robin Mann knows everything. You need to use her as your realtor. I have people recommending me. I don't even know who they are because I'm constantly in there. And I will throw things in of value. Like, hey guys, this was the most expensive home sold in Indian Trail this week. This was the least expensive home sold in Indian Trail this week, or days on market. Like I'm very much not your traditional advertiser or marketer. I like to do things a little bit different. Like I would use Mr. Rogers in something because that's going to turn ahead. I want to be creative and be me and be different. And so just going and being the mayor is significant. I will say, just as a footnote on that as well, when you see that post where somebody's asking for the realtor, do you want to know the secret to actually winning the deal every time?
Absolutely.
Or maybe not every time. Let's say 90% of the time. It doesn't even matter if it's 2 days later. Go to the person's Facebook page, look up their stuff, do a little Facebook stalk. They like dogs. They like cats. They just got engaged. They just had a baby, something, whatever. Okay. Friend request them, private message them. And you say, hey, Laurie, do you like Laurie or Lori?
Laurie. It's really Loretta. Loretta.
Oh, Loretta. I love it. So, hey, Loretta, I see that you are, I absolutely love that picture of your baby and your puppy. The neighborhoods that you were asking about have phenomenal dog parks and actually have cool playgrounds that I've seen. I'm a local realtor. I'm also a mom. I'm an expert in this community. I'd love to serve you. And then the key point, the key statement, if I need to do stats on this. Say, please let me know. I would say there's a handful of times that I've written the words, please let me know, and they haven't responded. I don't know why it works, but it does.
Amazing. So you're basically saying, hey, let's have some interaction here. That's what you're doing. You're inviting.
You're being a person.
Yeah.
You're saying, I went and looked at that playground last week. You don't have to have kids to go look at the playground. You don't have to have kids know about schools or the or the churches or the synagogues. I know a bunch of that is fair housing stuff. You could be a resource. You don't have to provide your opinion on it.
Right.
You could be a resource with it. So yeah, so that's one way is to be a mayor in your town. We talked a little bit about, like, if there's not a neighborhood group, create one. If there's not a community group, create one. If there's, let's say that you're like, I love to be outside. I love yard work. So I created a group about yard work. Union County is the county I live in. Union County yard work, or Union County plant people. Those are your people. So you got to go find your people. If you're not just going to do a neighborhood, not just going to do a community, then you got to go find your people. Your people can be horses, they can be dogs, they can be reading, they can be travel, they can be yard work, they can be anything. Go find your people. And then once you find the people that have similar stuff to you, similar actions and beliefs and ideas, interests, then you found your clients, and it just grows beautifully. I do have a course I'm going to offer, a challenge. It starts April 11th. And I'm not going to sell it on here. I just wanted to mention it, but I do take people step by step through that. If that's something people want to explore, we can do that. But I also don't want to, this is not about selling. This is about telling you how to do it. On a daily basis, I think there's keys. The key to all of it, no matter what social media you use, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Nextdoor, Pinterest, the key to all of it is be consistent. It's your job. You know, it is your job to get on TikTok and go find, like, do people know how to find? That's what I wondered. Do you know how to find clients on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook?
I would say that most people do not. So if you want to drop some nuggets on that and tips, that would be fantastic.
So it's almost like Tinder. I've never been on Tinder, but it's almost like a dating app. Okay. So what you want to do, let's say you move to the town, you know no one, you want to meet people. Okay. Go find people that are your people. So what I would do if I'm new to this town and I want to meet people and I've joined the community pages, but that's still not necessarily my people, go find something that you're passionate about. Join that group. So I love animals. I joined Carolina Waterfowl Rescue, which is a local rescue here. And I'm a transporter for them, meaning I pick up injured animals and I transport them to the rescue. Okay.
Very cool. Yeah.
Started doing that. The reason I started doing that is because I love animals. I want to help. And then what happened beautifully from that is all kinds of real estate deals. I've helped Carolina Waterfowl, the group itself, buy their property, sell their property. I've helped 4 or 5 people in there sell their property, buy a property. I've referred people out to other states, all because I just want to go help animals. So if I can connect with those people, I know that those are my people. I love horses. I went and took, and some of this you can pay for. Maybe I don't want to buy leads, but I want to go hang out with horses. For me, that is a marketing expense because that is lead gen. Mm-hmm. I can go I went and did horse therapy at this place where I learned about horses, but I went because I wanted to meet the horses and I knew that it would lead to business. I've sold 5 people at that place homes and helped them buy some homes and sell homes. Those people, the animal people and the horse people on all those community groups, they are the first ones to shove my name out there.
Nice.
But if I went and did that at the accounting group, I would vomit because accounting people are not my people. Right. You know, mm-hmm. But the horse people are my people. And so, you know, what do they say? What you get is what you put out is what you attract. Like I love horses. I love animals. So I'm going to get more of those. And then you use that. So there's such a wonderful, natural, organic method to use social media if you just think about it. So let's say I go pick up, this was a great story. I went to Carolina Waterfowl to do something with their with the animals. And I was driving from their property, the old property, to the new property. And I just bought a convertible Volkswagen Bug. And the owner said, hey, can you take some roosters from point A to B? I was like, sure, no trouble. So I'm thinking like 2 roosters, right? Maybe 4 in like a pet carrier. 12 pet carriers of roosters fit in the back of this VW Bug.
Oh my goodness.
With the top up. And I'm riding down the road with like roosters crowing. Oh, and that is terrifying. If you've never had a rooster crow in your ear, in your car unexpectedly, terrifying. But what a phenomenal opportunity for content. Snap a picture of me with the roosters, snap a picture at the old place, snap a picture at the new place, or video it. You've got content for days. Tag the business. You just promoted them. Put a donation link. If you're interested in helping animals, put a donation link. They can send $5 or they can go buy bird seed or worms for the place you can volunteer for. And then they do the same. You tag them in their post, and then they're going to go, oh my gosh, they're going to post it on their page. Look at Robin Mann with 12 roosters in her VW Bug. I just got free publicity, free marketing, right? So, and I did it doing the things that I love. I think if you're doing lead gen and you hate it, you're doing it wrong. I think, yes, it sucks. Some days I don't want to go do it, but if you're not interested in it, if you're just like cold calling or door knocking and you hate it, don't do it.
Don't do it. Right.
Go figure out what you like and go do that. Even if go play soccer. You want to go play soccer? Okay. That is lead gen because it's building relationships, and people don't get that. You want to walk your babies around the park? Start a mom walking club. Oh, I have a Facebook group that's 16,000 moms.
Wow.
I don't let other moms in. I mean, I don't let other realtors in. I have gotten beat up by realtors because they're like, well, I just want to be in the group because I'm a mom. I'm like, no, you don't. You want to come in and get my people, and you're not, because I get 80% of my business from that group. And that group is not about real estate. It's about teething and selling clothes and breastfeeding and the best toy and yeah, probably 5 times a week somebody's in there asking about a school or a neighborhood or moving to the area, and then boom, they're mine.
Now at that point, you just private message them when you see those conversations, that you're taking it outside of your group at that time.
Yes, but I do the exact same message as I did before. I don't just immediately message them. I go on there and I look and I learn about them. I look for clues. So Lori has a heart necklace. She has beautiful long hair. You've got a white sweater on. I'm looking for clues. Like if that were really your house, and I could see that in your Facebook pictures, I would notice that you have very clean furniture, like clean lines and things. So I would message you. I have clues. You just told me a bunch. All I have to do is, oh my gosh, hey, I'm Robin Mann. I saw your post about the neighborhood. I've lived here for 8 years. I'm also a local realtor. I know so much about the realtors or the neighborhoods in the area. I absolutely love your long hair. And I would totally go into it right there. I absolutely love your long hair. I tried long hair once. I got about mullet length. It didn't work. And I would love to talk to you about the neighborhood. They're gonna, and then what do I say? Please let me know.
Perfect.
And they're gonna respond because it's not the same crap that they're getting from all the other realtors.
Exactly.
You could also do a video message. Video messages are powerful because then they're going to see you. They're going to feel your vibe. They're going to be like, oh, well, she seems like professional and what I want.
And it's very personal doing a video. Very personal.
So there's all kinds of ways you can do, there's so like, okay, so we talk about finding a client on TikTok or on Instagram, on Facebook. Go find your people. So let's say you want to use TikTok as your source. First off, you would use hashtags, right? I live in Waxhaw. I'm going to go hashtag Waxhaw. I'm going to go look at all the people that are hashtag Waxhaw. Are any of them my demographic that I want as a client? Okay. And I need to know what that is, right? What is my demographic? I want, this age range, this income, this level of life, whatever it is, it's your ideal client. And you're going to go see, once you've typed in the word Waxhaw, do any of those fit that? Okay. Once they fit that, oh, well, she seems cool. I'm going to start commenting on her stuff. I'm going to put her in my database. All I know is her TikTok name and her demographic. And I'm going to put a thing to follow up again. I'm going to put her on there again. When someone comments on your stuff, what do you typically, like if a random stranger comments on your stuff, what do you typically do?
Well, you notice it and you say thank you, and you go look at and see who they are.
You go look them up, right? You can build your entire career on that. Define your demographic, or define your avatar, not your demographic, but your avatar, and go find it on social media. Hashtag Waxhaw, hashtag Waxhaw mom, hashtag Waxhaw millennial, hashtag Waxhaw Gen X, hashtag Waxhaw boomer, whatever. Your city, and then your niche. Waxhaw animal lover. Those are my people. Right? And I friend request all of them, or I follow all of them. I comment all their stuff regularly, not one time. I'm going to go look at your stuff every other day, or every 2 days, or every 3 days, and comment on it. Not thumbs up. So let's say, or a little heart emoji. Let's say that I see your stuff on any of the social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, anything, and you post on there that your dog died. And I send a little I care emoji. Would you do that in real life? Hey, Robin, my dog died. And I'd go, no, right? I would say, oh my gosh, that really makes my heart sad. Dogs are just a gift, and I'm lifting you up in your time. Right? Because that's a real deal. We're
that's
very
human.
good.
You're being human.
Yeah, we're really good at, yeah. But that means nothing. Same thing too, when people comment on your stuff, respond. That's another Gary Vee thing. They comment on your stuff, you respond. You say, oh, thank you for that. Or you do something that's real. Thank you for that. I love the way you're given to the world too. Or your dog is phenomenal as well. Or can't wait to see you next week. Oh, I'm so happy to see your name on here. A real authentic response. And then the key to all of it is to put it in your database and utilize it, follow up on it.
That's huge. A lot of agents do not have a database. They do not use a database. That is huge.
It's huge. So I use KV Core. I also use Realty Juggler. Realty Juggler, I have always kept as a separate database just to keep it. It's cheap. It's like $100 a year, $150 a year. It's just my basic one. I don't do anything with it except for input it as a backup database. I use KV Core. I send drip campaigns. I give myself announcements. And I don't like to call them drip campaigns. I've decided this recently. I like to call them connection campaigns, because no one wants to be dripped on.
No, not at all.
Right? If I drip on you right now, you're like, what is that? Like a drip is annoying to me.
Right.
I want to connect, a connection campaign. So I have connection campaigns where I intentionally reach out to people, and it's not vomit. It's authentic stuff. I'm not going to send the time change calendar out. I'm not going to do it. What I am going to do is say, hey guys, it's spring. Have you thought about checking your gutters? Did you clean your gutters yet this winter? Might be a good thing, like something real. And I'm going to set a task to follow up. If you don't know anything about real estate at all, I took taking my business from 26 deals a year to 52 was about task management. It was about doing all the things I do in social media, putting them in a database, and then assigning a task so that the next time I sign up to my computer, I don't have to think. I just look at my task. Oh, today I need to reach out to that girl whose dog died. Because everybody's, especially like a death or even a celebration, everybody, and then so if you have in your database to reach out a week later, ooh, there's some power in that.
Right.
Right. Also power in doing birthdays a day early or birthdays a day late. I think. Because on the day of, again, it's so how do you stand out? Video message, a fun meme. I won't ever send a birthday message that's happy birthday. It's either going to be me singing, or it's going to be something to relate to you, or it's going to be a video. It's something different, because think about your last birthday that you had on social media. Do you remember anyone's message?
No.
Right. So if we can do something to stand out on that day, I think that's important.
Love it. Incredible.
Yeah. You put it in your database, right? And to follow up.
Put it in your database, follow up. Correct.
So what else? So for me, the whole process of social media, this is my theory, and this is what I'll teach on a daily basis later, but I post 3 times a day. This is how I started out in Facebook, 3 times a day. Something personal, something motivational, inspirational, or funny, and something real estate related. Something personal is a picture of my dog, a picture of my husband. It could be what I ate for dinner, doesn't matter. Something motivational, inspirational, or funny, whatever speaks to me. I spend time, or if I'm looking on Facebook at other people's stuff and I see one that you've posted, screenshot it, and the next day I'll have it banked, and the next day I'll pull it up and be like, oh, Lori posted this yesterday, thanks for this cool thought. And then again, if people comment, laugh, I engage. And then something real estate, no vomit, authentic stuff. Like, no, do you want this kitchen or this kitchen? No.
Right, right.
Real stuff. Real stuff. Like, just real stuff that we notice as realtors. I had a buyer this morning I was out with. He's like, do all the builders grade the lots in such a horrible way? I was like, yes, they do. Here in Charlotte, yes. I was like, you buy it thinking it's a flat lot, and then you turn around and they turned it into a hill. Like, that's what
miserable to try to mow, and all the rocks in the yard and everything else. Yep.
Exactly. So those types of things that you like in houses that you see, or things like this morning. Also, this morning was a great morning. I found this house. I was in that house this morning with the shoes, but then there was this other house. I hope y'all can see this. This is a panda bear sitting on the toilet on the back.
Oh my
of the
goodness.
toilet. I'm like, what? Why? What do we have this?
Yeah,
what is
why?
this? So I don't know, but like I would post that.
That's
and
so
I just
funny.
told everybody I'm a realtor, and then I noticed fun things, and I didn't vomit on them. So, so yeah, so those 3 things every day, and I literally do it every day, and I do birthdays every day, and I put it on my database, and I set a task. Everybody who follows me, like I do a call every morning, and they know that that's my thing. Put in your database and you set a task, because then it becomes a no-brainer. I had a guy that I was teaching door knocking to. I love the door knock. I did $2 million in sales off of one door knock one time. This beautiful man, he door knocked like for days. He had notebooks like this full of notes. He did nothing with them. He didn't put them in a database. He didn't set a task to follow up. And I was like, well, then you know what just happened? He's like, what? I said, you had 5 days of beautiful walking and talking to people. but he's lost all of that opportunity because he didn't follow up.
Which he won't go back and probably do the door knocking because he didn't see the results from what he did.
Well, that didn't work. Exactly.
No, exactly. That's why people don't continue to do things.
Exactly. And I'm very into proactive things like passive. I'm not going to just passively throw stuff on your door or in your mailbox or in the slot. I'm either knocking and talking or not doing it. Because it's the connection. People want the connection.
Absolutely.
Do we have people on here? Like, I can't see anybody but you.
Oh yeah, there's 22.
Yep. Hi, 22
and some people on the other side.
Oh, that's right. We're in like
workplace.
Workplace. Yeah. What else about social media? Let me think. You can use it all. You can use Twitter. You can use Instagram. You can use Pinterest. You can use all of the social media, any of them. If it's YouTube, if it's the one you love, own it. And that was my thing too. Okay, on that point, I have a thing on my board over here. It's focus. Follow one course until successful.
Perfect. Instead of everything, trying to do it all.
Right. Because when I started out, I was like, all right, I'm going to try Facebook, open houses, and door knocking. I crushed door knocking. I did okay at open houses. Facebook, I blew out the water. So now on a beautiful day like today, after I tracked that for a year, on a beautiful day like today, I'm like, yes, let's go door knocking. But if I look at my sources, nope. You can door knock, but you need to do your Facebook first. Because that's where the money is. Lead with revenue. The money is.
Right.
I know that's a money-making activity for me. So follow one course until successful. If you're going to go all in on Facebook, go all in. If you're going all in on Instagram, go all in. YouTube, become the beast. Study everything and everyone. And don't even worry about the others because they don't matter. If you can cross-reference, cross-post easily, or have someone do that for you, like create one piece and it goes to multiple places, which there are lots of things that do that. Great, do that, but don't make that your focus.
Well, the audiences are different in each of those platforms. So, to use the same piece of content in every platform isn't going to work. Nope. So when you brought up Gary Vaynerchuk, that's one thing about his book, Crushing It, that is so amazing, is that he really speaks to what each audience is within those platforms.
I'm going to go get that right now. I don't have that book.
Crushing It. It's amazing. Yeah. All of you guys should download that on Audible or get a copy of it. An amazing, amazing book. And he has a YouTube channel too. Make sure you subscribe to it. The guy is just a beast.
I love him.
He always knows what is going on with social media and algorithms and everything else. He's incredible.
Yeah, he is. He's super great. And then we have people. So I'm with EXP. I think you're EXP. I know not everybody on here is EXP, but we have people in our organization that are crushing it, in our industry that are crushing it. Tristan Ayamada knows a ton of stuff. Lauren Taylor knows a lot of stuff. Liz Brown, what's his name? Mike Sherrard, and he does YouTube. Elena Covagrin out of Asheville, she does YouTube. So we have Kristen Rapoli.
We've got TikTok stars. I mean, that's the thing I love about EXP is the fact that we have so many entrepreneurs. And that's what entrepreneurs do. They don't just live in their office. They don't just stay at home. They're constantly looking at ways to do things that are going to be the money making activities. And they get really good at it. The one thing about Mike that I love about him is, he was literally not able to get back into Canada during COVID. And he ended up being able to team in Canada because he decided to just go into YouTube full force, generated a massive amount of leads for his team in Canada. Wow. And he wasn't even in Canada. So think about that, how powerful social media is if you take the time to learn it and use it and be consistent.
And that's the key, being consistent. The okay, and a question people often have, specifically about Facebook, but also about Instagram and TikTok. And I will not answer for those two platforms because I'm not certain, but you can research it with others. But in Facebook, your business page doesn't really matter, in my opinion. It's good to have. It's good to have for validity. People are going to look at it. They'll met you at the grocery store. They're going to look at it and say, oh yeah, she's robbing me and she has stuff. That is where I'll do my spam, but I do some authentic stuff over there as well. But all the stuff that I'm talking about, when I post 3 times a day, I'm posting from my personal page. I've made it a public page that people can see. And oh my gosh, can I tell everybody this? This is my biggest thing on all the social media things. Please put your phone number like as the easiest thing to see.
Right.
Do you know how many realtors I have tried to call through the last 8 years where it took me like 20 minutes to find their phone number? I can tell you
Don't
right now.
put your office number on there. Do not put your office number.
Do not put your office number. And don't be, well, and people are like, oh, but I'm afraid they're going to spam me. Well, no, they're not. They're really not. So because if I have to search, pretend I'm a client, if I have to search for your phone number, I have moved on.
Right.
Oh yeah, Robin Mann's number is right there. I'm going to call her. That's a really simple tip that people just don't get. It's that one amazes me because there are so many that don't have their phone number, but all of it's on your personal page. You are a public figure. Now that you're in real estate, the only thing you're going to have private is like something that you keep crazy private, because they will find you. They're going to find you. You're a public figure. And
you need to be on social media. People need to be able to look you up. They need to be able to see what kind of person you are. That is how they're choosing to work with people.
Exactly.
It really is. If they're not on there, they think you have something to hide, or they think you're no good at your business.
Right. Oh, she has no followers. Right. No friends. Yeah. That's also a thing, like learning how to grow your all of your social media. Same exact thing. If you think about it, think about a plant. How do you grow a plant?
You nurture it.
You nurture it, right? You don't just throw it in a pot and then expect it to grow. That's what a lot of people do. They're like, oh, I'm gonna be on Facebook. I'm gonna create a page and I'm just gonna grow. You got to put it in a window with some sun. You got to water it. You got to check on it occasionally. You got to wipe the dust off of it. Every now and then you got to repot it. You might want to pick off the dead things. It is like you constantly need to be caring for it. So, and if you kill plants, okay, then use a different analogy. Use yourself. Okay. You can't just be here. You got to feed
or a baby, or a dog,
adult. Yeah. Anything living.
Yeah. Fish.
You got to take care of it. Yeah. Even just your house, not even a living thing. You got to take care of your house. You can't just let it sit here. You got to do something to it. Your car, you change the oil. So that's the same exact thing. It is a medium that you need to take care of. If you want it to be, you have to go do things to it. It's going to give you back, but you also have to give. So the big thing, like a lot of things that I've studied, are don't just be a contributor. You have to be a consumer. So if you want to be big on any of these platforms, you need to be spending time on that platform. You need to be commenting on other people's stuff that are your demographic. They are the avatar that you want. You need to be spending time learning about them. Go to those local business pages. So like if I want to be big on Instagram, I could go to every local business and comment on their stuff daily, share their stuff on my page.
Right.
Hashtag them. Because if I do that 4 days in a row, they're going to be like, who's Robin Mann and why is she promoting us? And then if I have the audacity to actually stop by and take a picture of myself there, or do a quick video and I tag them. But again, and invite them to consume it. You want to consume their things as much as you are contributing. You can't just give. You have to.
And if you don't contribute, the algorithms and social media will not show your stuff. If you ever notice you have like the same 5 people liking your stuff, that's all who's seen it, because you're not contributing. So remember that. And really you need to contribute prior to you actually posting, that you spend that 20 minutes really, really engaging with people.
Yes. Yeah. And I love that. That's very true. So you have to consume, you have to be present on their platform and let them see that you're utilizing it as a resource. You're not just spamming it. Because if you go out there and you just post your TikToks and you just post your Instagram reels or Facebook reels and you're never consuming them, then the platform doesn't care about you. They want you to be breathing, sleeping, loving, sharing, watching their platform. And then they will push you out so that others
because
see.
you're a user of their platform,
Yes.
just like everybody else. So they want you to use the platform for more than just putting your content out. It's a two-way street.
Yes. And I mean, that didn't dawn on me for a while. Now it did with Facebook. Facebook, I nailed it. But with Instagram and TikTok, I thought, oh, if I just post all this stuff, people will come. They might, but you really got to be a consumer.
You know, what's interesting that I didn't know about Facebook until last year, we had Johnny Fowler on, and he does a huge amount of social media, you know, for generation. And if you do not accept the friend request that Facebook is putting in front of you, did you know that counts against you? I literally looked and I had like 490 people I hadn't accepted.
Oh no.
I did. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, that is ridiculous, right? So I had to go through and start, you know, accepting them. And if you guys you have in that scenario where you haven't accepted people, make sure that you create friends list beforehand, because that is the best time to do it when you're accepting somebody. So you can have different types of friends lists. Like you might have your, you know, the groups that you want to follow. You can put them in the horse property, you know, friends list, family friends list, because I don't want to put all my content in front of my family all the time. Right. So then when I'm sharing content, I can click on whatever friends list I'm sharing it to. Which is huge, because then I'm not like technically spamming or putting stuff in front of people that are not my people that I'm trying to put business in front of or build relationships with. So if you're like me and you didn't have those friends requests, you know, take the time to create that friends list first and then go through and start accepting those people, and they'll be in the right list.
I'm going to have to, I wonder what happens when you, like, I'm past my 5,000. So I wonder what happens when I still get the friend request, but I'm like, I can't accept you anymore.
Well, and if you're, I mean, if you go back through, so they're probably not suggesting anything to you anymore because you might have been past it. Yeah. So what I would do, go unfriend some people, because there's probably some people in there that you don't really want to be friends with. Maybe they don't engage with you. You know, that type of thing. Free it up a bit and then go back through and see who you need to add. Yeah, I do that once a year and clean up my Facebook.
Yeah. Well, and that's a good thing that they give it to you. They give you all the birthdays. So if you've got these people on your birthday list that you're just like, I don't know who this is, just unfriend them so that you can make room for other folks. Because you do want people on your list that you're engaging with and that are engaging with you. So yeah, very good point. And you can send out, like you said, like I did a client group. So this is a way you can utilize Facebook or even a hashtag in Instagram and TikTok, where you create like a client group where if you're going to be doing volunteer things with your past clients, or if you're going to be doing a holiday, like a giveaway or a holiday
customer appreciation parties, you know, which you should be doing twice a year. Right.
Yeah. You can have a group that's just your past clients, even if they've moved away. You know, and whatever you want to call it.
Make that a friends list if you don't want to, you know, that could be the group. So you're marketing just to that, you know, past clients. That's your friends list.
Love that. So, so the biggest thing I think is just to be doing it, and do it every day, that, you know, and pick one and do it consistently. That's the biggest. And if people think that's so silly, they're like, I really need to post 3 times a day. How do you post 3 times a day? It doesn't have to be rocket science. It doesn't have to be like earth-shattering posts every time. You know, it could be a picture of like I put one up the other day. I had written on my mirror. I had listened to some book and they were talking about writing out your dreams. And so I just took a dry erase marker and I was writing my dreams out on the mirror so that I'd see them. And I took a little quick video of that. I got thousands of views on that one little video. That didn't take me, I didn't do any of this fancy editing. Like, I will tell you this, my crappy video outperforms your non-existent video every single day.
Absolutely.
If I'm not in makeup, if I'm not perfect, if I stumbled over my words, I still did better than you did because you didn't even put one out there.
Right. Exactly. Well, and you don't, if you're worried about being on camera, which you should get used to it because we're in that type of world, but you can always utilize what's going on in the town, be there, go to those events, go to the
Yeah.
things going on, capture video, capture life of other people and things that are going on. That's fun. We had ski joring in Whitefish, Montana, to where, they actually ride the horses and pull the skiers. That was so fun and fantastic.
Oh,
So we threw that
would-
on our community page, right? Then we
right.
went to the penguin plunge, watching people for charity jump into the cold, freezing cold lake. That was so fun. So we talked to so many people. We went to the parade afterwards. Get out there and talk to people. We met so many different people that come in from other states. It was fantastic. You get their information, you can put it on your phone, you can follow up with them. Hey, I'm creating video on this. Do you want me to send it to you to send to your family? That was,
Love it.
and that's what we were there doing, was getting content, but also talking to people. So we're,
And you didn't
create an
have to
event
be,
calendar to do that. So you can make sure you know what's coming up
and
and
you
share
didn't even
what's
have
coming
to
up.
be on camera. You could have
No,
just put all the other
didn't
people
have
on.
to be on camera at all. Everybody else was on camera.
Yeah. I love that.
It's so much more fun too.
Yeah. I love that. That's a great idea. I say that all the time. People make real estate really hard. It's really not hard.
Mm-mm.
I have a call every morning, 9:15 to 9:45. Anybody's invited. We talk real estate. It's a Zoom, and it's on TikTok, and it's on Instagram Live every day. I was like, how about this weekend? You need leads? Go buy a case of beer,
Mhm.
2 boxes of wine or bottles of wine, a couple cases of fruit juice boxes, and some water, and sit out there at 5 o'clock near the playground. Put it on your Facebook page. Hey guys, I'm gonna have happy hour up at the playground. Let's kick a ball around. Let's say hey. I mean, if you have a neighborhood playground, if you don't have a neighborhood playground, like just do it in so and so's yard. It's in the front. Say, hey, we're gonna go all meet at Lori's yard and hang out. That you could get leads exactly like that.
Mhm.
Nothing other than creating a place for people to gather and connect.
Yeah,
That's
boat
all you have.
docks, beaches, there's all kinds of places you can go
Yeah.
to in your communities that people would stop by,
Yeah.
It's
So
just
like
being
I
social.
I literally do, it's called it's 5 o'clock here. Because
Mhm.
to come into my neighborhood, there's basically one entrance. And I just sit there. I'm like, hey, I'm doing 5 o'clock here tonight. And people walk up, they visit. I have a little thing that's a QR code that just says, if you want to know about your home's value here, the whole rest of the time, I don't talk real estate. It is a passive piece of paper in a little plastic frame on a table beside the beer and the wine and the juice. And boom, boom, boom. They know I'm a
Fun.
realtor. They know I love my neighborhood. They know I want to hang out with them and that my kind of people.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, and there's other things you can do too. There's a lot of building going on, even though the market is shifting and, people are still needing to build homes, right? They're
Right.
still wanting to relocate. So go into those, spec homes, go into the builder, talk to them. Hey, can you give me a tour? I want to throw this up in front of my, sphere. I want to show everybody on Facebook what you have available, because a lot of people don't even know they can afford a new build. They don't
Right.
even know it. And the
Yes.
builders are offering incentives like crazy right now to be able to get rid of those.
I love it. And you're exactly right. You go you film that, take pictures of it, put it out there, use hashtags, ask those builders if you can do an open house.
Yep.
Do a virtual open house.
Yep. Well, and also just go look at houses,
Yeah.
go look at the things that are, what other people would like to see. You have a database. You should have a lot of buyers in your database, and
Yep.
and maybe people from other states. Show them what's out there. It's way better and more interesting than looking at the MLS.
Yeah.
It really is. And then you
Oh, I
can,
get
point out things that maybe you don't see on the MLS.
and do it on Facebook Live or any of the things that you can go live on. So I do Facebook Live a lot, especially if I have a new listing coming. I'll do a Facebook Live and walk through it and talk and be silly. During COVID, I was at I stopped at like a TJ Maxx or something, and this little woman, she was so tiny, she came up to me, she had her mask on, and she gets like right up in my face. She was like, I love your show. And I was like, my show? And she was like, yeah, where you walk through the houses and tell us things. I'm like, yeah. And she goes, the one where the cat attacked you, I love that one. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she like totally, I thought at first she thought maybe I was like,
wow,
somebody, but she really did think I was me. And she really did watch
great.
my show. Like, that's silly, but it's because I'm the mayor of the town. I put that
It's
stuff
so
out.
fun.
I don't just put it on my page. I put it in the community pages where they will let me. You have to watch that. You have to
Yeah, you got to watch the, agree to the terms and this, if they think that, and if it's another realtor's page too, pay
Yes.
attention to that,
Right.
but the point being, I think, Robin, with all of this is that, if you're not selling, Robin's doing one house a week. She set her goals. She's, become an expert at what she's doing. You need to make sure that you're doing something like this. Maybe, you haven't tried social media, you're nervous about it. I will tell you, YouTube has tons of training. If you go and look how to use Instagram, how to use Twitter. If you don't know, you need to go research it and you need to figure it out. You don't need to buy people's courses. You really don't. There's plenty of people that are teaching how to do things, but it's implementing it. And once you set your account up and you start to do some things, you'll learn and you'll be able to do more and it'll get bigger, it'll get better. And then next, you're teaching other people how to do it.
Exactly.
It's really a lot of fun if you can dive into it and, don't make it so hard and difficult. Have fun with real estate. It really is a fun business.
It really
if you
should
don't
be.
sit in your office all day long waiting for an email to pop up or the phone to ring. The average realtor makes $23,000 a year. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3 houses a year, you guys. That there's no excuse for that if you actually do something consistent and you put all of what we're saying plus anything else you've learned to use. You have to take action.
Yep.
You have to. Massive action. We had another guest this morning where we talked about the fact that, people, they don't do things consistently. They're not showing up. And if you're new in real estate, you should be showing up. You should be busting your butt. You should be doing all these things with massive, because eventually, like Robin, I'm sure you get a ton of referrals at this point.
Oh yeah.
Right? Just tons of referrals.
I don't have to lead gen right now.
Exactly.
But it's because I've put in years of work.
Years, right? So, me, 21 years in real estate, it's when you have that and you've worked and you've done the work, your business keeps growing. You do have to follow up with people. You do have to have a system. You do have to love on your community. Get social. That's going to make a huge difference in your business.
But I think like the people get overwhelmed about what to do and how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just baby step. Baby step. Just commit to, like right now, maybe you're like, Robin, I cannot post 3 times a day, 7 days a week. I just can't. Okay. Then commit to 3 times this week, period. And then next week, you're going to commit to 5 times, period. And then I'm going to do twice a day, like grow into it, where it becomes things you can do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And create a new habit.
Don't do them back to back. Give an hour between stuff so that you get pushed out at different times. But like, there's so much of that we could dive into. Like there's analytics you can study and blah, 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 but none of that's important. Just go be active in your social media community that's in your community, and you can crush this. It doesn't matter if your next door neighbor farms this neighborhood for the last 18 years and owns it. It doesn't matter, because they like you. They don't mean I like her or him.
And they might know 10 other realtors, but who do they like the most? Who's the one that's actually reaching out to them and being personal? So we have like 3 more minutes. Does anybody want to open their mic and ask Robin a question? So now's your time to do so if you have a question that you're itching to ask her.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I can't have my camera on. Hi, Lori. It's Alicia.
Hi, Alicia. Thanks for hopping on.
I had a question. I was late. And hi, Vicki, too. I just saw you, too. I was late, but I didn't know if you said something about this, but do you use I think you talked a little bit about Facebook groups. And so you said you create those yourself?
I do.
I've thought about doing that, too. How do you get people in them?
Great question.
Like, how do you grow that once you create like your niche of, like
Great question. So you have to put yourself out there. Beautiful question. How do you grow if you create a group, how do you grow your Facebook group? So you got to put yourself out there. You got to look at all the rules in the community groups and figure out what they will allow. You also intentionally go connect with people that fit your group's criteria. So like I have a mom's group. So I could go into all of the groups that already exist and connect with people by friending them, connect with them and just say, hey, is this Priscilla? Is that who's asked? Oh, hey, Alicia.
Alicia.
Hey, Alicia. I noticed that you're a mom that lives in Waxhaw. I would love to connect with you. I have a mom's group where we do play dates and we talk about mom life. And if you're interested, please let me know. Message her that. Friend request her. So that's how a lot of my that's why I have over 5,000 friends, because that's what I did in the beginning. I did, but also there's groups that are called no rules groups. So like Waxhaw, no rules, Union County, no rules. They don't care if you post about your groups in there. You can run an ad. I've never run an ad to grow a group, but you could. You can also get your friends and family to share it with the appropriate hashtags. Say, you know what, Alicia, I know you don't live in Waxhaw, because you put this out there that Robin Mann just started this group and it's for moms in the Charlotte area, and use this hashtag. Help each other. Have your friends and your family help you. Have your neighbors join and contribute and be part of it, so that it just all grows with the help of others. You can't really do it by yourself. You've got to, if you go to the restaurant where you've just tagged them, leave your business cards there. And if anybody's a mom there, hand them your card and have a link to your group on your card, have a little QR code that says, join my Facebook group for free. It's Moms in Charlotte. So that when you meet a mom at the coffee shop, boom, oh, I got a Facebook group. Do you want to join? Most everybody's gonna be like, yeah, oh yeah, I want to do that. Boom, they get your QR code, boom, they join. So that would be the way I would do it. Now, in the beginning, I had to do it more organically and just grow it by going out and meeting people socially online, like friending them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that was really good. I was taking some notes on that.
Good.
When you start a new group, did you already put like so much content in there ahead of time so that they weren't just coming in, or did you just kind of let it be organic?
I would usually, so it's my job. If I'm starting a new group, it's my job. Like I'm going to do my 3 posts a day plus the birthdays. And then I'm going to add content to my group at least twice a day. Like it's literally my job. That is my lead gen. So I'm going to add to it, and I'm going to get people to engage. I'm going to, I'm going to go pump up Waxhaw Tavern. Have you been there? Like, I love that place. What's your favorite thing to eat there? And then I may even tag people. Alicia, have you been here? What do you think about the patio? Like, I'm going to ask questions that engage them so that people will start seeing this. And in the beginning, I'll make it a public group, and then close it up as private. And then I kick people out. So there's a lot of ways to grow it in the beginning. You have to kind of open yourself up to some work, but 16,000 people in. We made the news last year, or during COVID, during the formula shortage, my little Facebook group made the news because
Wow.
they were helping each other figure out where to get formula.
Solved a problem. Huge.
Yeah.
Did you have a question, Darren? I think you had
Robin,
go ahead.
Robin, do you ever use or set up custom audiences in Facebook? No,
that's a little bit about what Lori was talking about, was doing that, but I don't. But it's a great idea, because then you can target it. Is that what you do, or you just like the idea?
Yeah, no, I've got some custom audiences that I do. I also do that for my recruiting. So when I go out, when I'm recruiting for my team, I build custom audiences of realtors.
I love that.
So I do both, and I do it for the production side, and I do it for the recruiting side.
Custom audiences. So you just make a group, and then when you do a post, it just goes to that demographic. Or
right.
Cool.
And you can take lists of like from your database, like an Excel spreadsheet or whatever, and you can import that into Facebook, and they'll match up and create a custom audience for you.
Love that. So you basically import your CSV and they match it.
Yep.
Nice. That's great information.
Does anybody else have a question?
She wanted to know how to spell Gary Vaynerchuk. It's Vaynerchuk. It's VAYNERCHUK. Vaynerchuk.
Crushing It is on Audible, and again, his YouTube channel that you can follow. He had one prior to that too.
He cusses a lot. So if you're not into
He,
the F word,
he does, but
follow him.
he's really, really good.
He is really
If you guys need help with like your headers and, things like that for the groups, use Fiverr. They're amazing. You can hire somebody for a gig and they will actually go and they'll do your rebranding if you want. Let's say you don't even really have a brand. You can actually have them do logos for you. They can do your YouTube, your Facebook, your Instagram, all of that. It's like $150 to hire
nice.
somebody to help rebrand your stuff. So don't try to do all this stuff yourself. As you're growing in business, I have 2 VA assistants that I use. Those delegate as much as you can. Okay.
Yeah.
So that you're able to do the tasks that are going to make you money, the things that are going to keep helping you to make money, where you're building those relationships. If it's not building a relationship, you're not selling a house, going on a listing appointment, buyer consultation. What can you have a VA do? Right? What can you delegate to other people to help you run your business? So I hope you guys, if you're at that point and you haven't, your business is, growing, you're overwhelmed, hire a VA. Literally, there's tons of different places, if you Google it, to where you can get VAs that are already vetted. We use Sphere Rocket. It's expensive to use Sphere Rocket, but they give us unlimited VAs that we can interview. That's been really huge for us in growing our business and, making sure that we have the time to do what we should be doing.
Well, and on that note, we just did this on my call the other morning. A lady was saying she was writing out all these handwritten letters. We talked about, she could do it, the robotic ones, but I was like, you know what, if you posted in a community group that you would like a stay-at-home mom to write 50 handwritten letters for you, you're going to tell her exactly what to say, or stay-at-home dad, you're going to tell them exactly what to say. You just really want it handwritten, and you're going to pay her $100 to do that, or $200, whatever you want to do. If you want to keep it local, she posted that out there. She had 5 viable options from local moms saying, I'll do that. And she was like, okay, well, send me a picture of your handwriting. And she had them write like 10 sentences.
Great idea.
Okay, what did she just do? She just told everybody, that's how you advertise. She told everybody she's a realtor. She loves her community. She has more work than she needs. She wants to do good things for her clients. Like, she just sold, so she wants to help others. That's the realtor you want to work with, So things like that, like, put out there, hey, I want somebody to create this. I've got, my budget's $50. What can you do? $25. What can you do?
Absolutely.
So, but I do like the VAs as well. So
yeah, I love it. So you guys, thank you so much for showing up today. We hope that this was great value. We are going to be doing something like this every single month. So if you do have suggestions on things that you want help with within your business, we love to be able to help you. So just reach out to us, and whoever did invite you to this video, make sure you get back to them, because they'll make sure that you get the invitation back to these trainings once a month. So you guys have an amazing weekend. And again, thank you so much for hopping on here. It was a pleasure, Robin.
It was great. Thank you so much.
You're amazing. You rock. Such great information and value.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.